Good morning, everyone. Hi, friends. Guys, I got something really funny to point out, right? I got something really funny to point out. Oh, Comey, thank you for the 5. Have you guys seen the charts for the revenue and stuff? Oh man. This is the funniest chart I've ever seen. No? Okay, this is the funniest chart I've ever seen. I just want to point this out real quick, then we can get straight to the story, right? All right, so for the past like year, 2 years, we've always seen the same thing all at the top. And there's a specific reason why I'm pointing this out. This is important, right? This is usually fighting between Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail. Love and Deep Space has been in the top 3 for a little minute. Zenless Zone Zero just crept to the top as it was releasing. And usually they hang up there pretty tightly, right? AFK Journey is at 71 milli. All right? It just overtook every single game that is currently available. And you want to know what's funny about that? While all these different gacha games are fluctuating with how much money that they make, Arknights standing firm. This little chibi game with yeah, it's impressive to see AFK Journey up there, right? That's cool. And all of these other games, right? But they fluctuate. Arknights sits between like a nice 5 million and maybe 9, and we're seeing Arknights literally sitting firm up here when all the other gacha games are dropping. That's crazy. That's crazy. Even Wuthering Waves, 13 million. Arknights and Nikkei. It's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, all the other games are pretty much sitting exactly where I expected them to be, right? And then when we go up here to where the top hitters are usually sitting, everything's a mess. Everything's a fucking mess. It's like, this is crazy. What the fuck? AFK, right? Would they have a hentai collaboration or something? Like, what just happened? What just happened? I don't know. I just thought I'd point this out because this is just weird. Yeah, Arknights is still consistent. It's still sitting. Hold on. Let me see. Reddit. I gotta be careful with Reddit because you never know what the fuck you'll find. All right, so it is August, so July, June. In July, we were looking at is this the full revenue? Is this the one? Yeah, this is it. So Zenless Zone 0, 96, it debuted. Love in Deep Space 42, Genshin Impact 36, Honkai Star Rail 35, Wuthering Waves 29. These are millions, by the way. Nikkei 16. Arknights is at 11 and it's coming. It was going up from 7. All right. June. See, this throws me off. They change it every single time. There we go. Honkai Star Rail 92. Genshin Impact 66. Wuthering Waves 45. Love in Deep Space 33 or 31. Creeping up from 33. Sorry, I did mix that up. Arknights 10 million from 44. Like, this game is still fucking hitting, bro. You can't tell me anything. Arknights is consistent. Whenever there's something worth talking about in this fucking game, the 44 million was from CN going wild. I wouldn't doubt. What patch was that, chat? I just wanted to point that out to you guys. We're not going to turn it into a war or anything. I just found that very interesting. Chapter 14 just dropped, so the 44 mil was from that. And that's when the new W dropped. When oh shit. Yeah. Okay, logos. Yeah. That makes sense. It's the entire chapter 14. Yeah. I mean, homie. Like, when infield drops, I just hope it doesn't sink, because that's my ultimate worry, right? We're gonna hop into infield, we're gonna be all excited, and will we go back to Arknights, or will it actually like meet expectations and keep us excited? Where the f are my glasses? Right in front of me. So all right, let's throw the music down. How you guys doing today? You know, let me. How's everyone doing today, guys? How's everyone doing today? It's morning for me. I'm just waking up. I'm feeling good, feeling great. I didn't get my water. I should have got my water. There'll definitely be a honeymoon phase for infield. I mean, that's for every game, right? That's for every game. We can expect that when any game drops, but it's up to us, right? When the game drops to support Hypergryph. I know the whole free-to-play thing is like the way to play gacha games these days, but these companies got to make money. If we don't spend anything, we're just not going to see the game last long. We just saw what happened with Blue Protocol. I do not want infield to fall into that same trap of the shit. Oh, except for Higan Erythiel, I guarantee you, I'm gonna give it half a year. I guarantee you within half a year, Higan Erythiel is gonna die. Because they just got rid of Thrud. Or Thrud, whatever the fuck it was called. So, and the other one that's like Epic 7, Artery Girls or Artery Gear. They just got rid of both of those. So Higan's probably on its way out too. Let me get my water. We can get started. Thank you guys for being here. Hit the freaking like button. We got 55 people in here, okay? I'm gonna do this every stream. Every stream. Every stream. Every stream. Every stream. Epic 7 still up. Epic 7 still doing fine. That wasn't my point. Artery Girls, the one that's like Epic 7, is gonna fade. It's gonna fade into obscurity soon. It's dying. They've already announced the OS, I think. What we're seeing with those games dropping in revenue, it's not like all those games suck. Not all of them suck, all right? It's because everyone hopped into the gacha space. Everyone's making a freaking gacha game, and they're not even trying to make anything new. They're just copying what works. And now there's so many of the same game being made that money is being spread out between all these other games. So that's what's happening with that. It'll stabilize soon. I'm gonna say it'll probably take some a new batch of new games, not rehashes, new games coming out with different systems, with different gameplay mechanics that'll give you a breath of fresh air. That's what is going to what's required in order for the gacha space to stabilize. Oh, that's why Hypergryph tried X Asterisk. That's why Hypergryph is trying a whole bunch of new stuff. You can make less money with non-gacha games. I don't think that's their worry. I think Hypergryph's worry right now is what happens if gacha games die. What happens when gacha games die? When it eventually fades off into being niche again. What will happen then? We need to find a new revenue source. We need to find the next big thing. We need to make sure we're ahead of the possibility that gacha games will start to fade into being niche again. And while we can keep up games like Arknights Infield being the only two gacha games that they're supporting right now, right? We can start looking into new stuff like Popacom. We can start looking into new stuff like X Asterisk. We can look to try and make I don't know, I'm just making shit up now. They could try and make a Dark Souls game. Like, let's try and find our own way into doing something. And I'm not saying copy Dark Souls. I'm saying make a game in the Souls genre with our own new twist to it. Just like they created a new turn-based game with its own new twist to it. The biggest issue with X-Asher is that there's no marketing and no PC port. That's not an issue. They don't want it to be on PC, which is why they haven't put it on PC. I'm pretty sure they will when they're ready. But the whole point in releasing X-Asher was, we want to create a new game, we being Hypergryph, we want to create a new game that stands out on mobile devices. It's a brand new type of mobile game. That is what we want, what we want to do, in hopes that when we create something with more marketing, we'll have the experience and name behind ourselves and the reputation to say, hey, look at our new X-Asher 2. Have you not played X-Asher? Go play X-Asher. That game was incredible, but it had its shortcomings. Here's X-Asher 2. We've learned from our mistakes of the first game, and now you have 2 games to play, possibly with some DLC for the original game. That is what's important. They can't stick to this one thing. The moment they stick to the one thing, that's when companies start to fail. Hypergryph is doing the smartest thing by trying other things and not just sticking to just gacha games. Just like the Nikkei developers, they just created the name just Stellar Blade, and that game did numbers. They're already talking about a DLC and creating an open world game on, like, what? So I feel like this is, yeah, they're working on a PC port too, but that's after the success of their PS5 version. So let's go ahead and just nip this in the bud so we can get to the story of Arknights. The point I'm making is Hypergryph is doing the right thing. They see exactly what's happening with the list we just showed on stream, and they're looking for new revenue sources just in case something goes wrong. Absolutely smart. Infield's coming into the market relatively late. With us fans, we're gonna eat this shit up. Let's just be honest. You're gonna eat this shit up. We're gonna be playing Arknights Infield day one. Depending on the quality of the game and if the game is actually exactly what we want it to be, we'll stick around, right? So yeah, now let's get into some Arknizzle. Can I get some Arknizzle in the chat?
The slums are a problem that needs to be solved.
Arknizzle.
This is their home.
Bo shizzle my nizzle.
The shift from slums to downtown could take generations to settle.
What? There we go, Christmas. There you go. There you go. That's funny. Okay, that's good. All right. I had to type something in another server real quick. Let's get started. Am I winning? I don't know yet. I don't know yet. You know, I just woke up and life hit me in the face, and I woke up and asked myself, am I really winning in life? Is this a simulation? Is this for real or not? I've been having these feelings lately. I'm waiting for someone to realize the reference. Nobody? There you go. It's not a roll today. Christmas is on a roll today. Hey, yeah. Okay, there we go. All right, let's go. Careful, the danger never left. Oh, that's scary to see on the first thing that I fucking... Honestly, since coming to Victoria, my drafting work has been at a standstill. Oh, that is... I'm sorry, that's peak. Back in my mercenary days, I spent most of my free time writing them. One book filled, a new book empty. Really, I had more to write than I physically could. And yet, since joining the military commission, I haven't given those notebooks a flip through in forever by now. And the new perspective shifts are crazy. I love it. I freaking love it, Baki. I obtained what seemed like a higher position in power. I wasn't directing a squad or two of mercenaries any longer. Now they put the sand table of the whole battlefield before me. And I grew more and more sick of what I'd written about. I used to believe the most important test of an archivist, like someone who archives? No, that's the archivist. Yeah? Okay. I was right? Okay. An archivist's character was loyalty to their accounts. I was about to look it up and make sure. Yet, bit by bit, I came to discover these books had turned into echoes of wave after indistinguishable wave. Reproductions of scene after scene of the same tragedy. I'd been through this all with my own flesh, felt it all with my own soul. Why even make all this vacant language and empty summary out of it? I'd had enough. When did it happen again? I remember last year in September, last year where the summer was exceptionally long. General, the mayor is dead. Your saber still drips with the blood. If only the blades of the military commission and the mercenaries could be as swift. As long as it's a weapon, there's no real difference. I remember the look he gave me in that moment, but I'm still not sure what he meant by it. Roger. News just came from the Mercs. The 14 MPs in the plot to assassinate the regent have been apprehended. And what stance are the other MPs taking? They don't have one. I thought you'd be more direct about your methods. If the military commission requires, I can execute every MP straight away. With your current situation, this will suffice. The airship is still under construction. We need just a little extra patience. Pull your men out. The Undead King's Legion has arrived. Legion? My voice shakes a little. The Undead's Legion? Of all the military powers I'd met in war, the vast majority paled in comparison to that one name. The difference was heaven and earth. What? How? Whatever direction a Kazdel army enters from Victoria from, they'd have to pass through major duchies. It wouldn't matter how they conceal themselves. That large a force could never. His Majesty has arrived in Londinium suburbs. 2 reorganized royal court units directly subordinate to him have been stationed outside the city. I understand. I'll order the mercs to withdraw. Let Lieutenant Colonel Leto had his talk with the regent. He and his defense forces will soon be assuming control over all of Londinium's administrative affairs. On the surface, Londinium will enter a state of semi-martial control led by the defense forces, owing to the garrisoned rebellion. Don't think that'll fool the Grand Dukes. Their intelligence networks are well developed in the city. They'll definitely start mobilizing for war within the next few months. It won't take that long. It's exceedingly likely the quickest army will show up beneath Londinium's walls within 20 days. But no fear. No matter who arrives first, they won't be so hasty to act. Any Duke that dares to march alone will become the common enemy of all, just as in the Duke of Windermere's failure of a raid 2 years ago. Oh no, I just remember she died. Her high-speed warships didn't even succeed in launching from bursts before her own men obstructed her. It was ridiculous. I hate when a whole bunch of people start messaging me about stuff. Guys, hold on a second. You getting rizzed? Nah, them females can wait. The fuck? I'm playing my video games. Sorry, almost done. All right. Sorry, chat. Her high-speed warships didn't even succeed in launching from their berths before her own men obstructed her. It was ridiculous. The Duke of Windermere, she's clever. She's been warning Parliament since the day the Regent first made contact with Victoria. Cavendish didn't just invite us to enter Londinium on his lonesome. Each and every Duke was hoping to make a military vessel out of the region. An assistant to the thorns in their side. Understand? The Duke of Windermere is no exception. Behind the guise of the iron-fisted soldier, she obeys the game logic of aristocrats as much as the rest. She was just the one most impatient to place us back in the toolbox. From what I hear, Victoria's legendary steam lights don't exist anymore. You do have a nose for sniffing, Hodor. Not a good quality for a serviceman. I'm a mercenary, General. The Regent and the Military Commission's scheme was a huge success. Pretty crazy. Somehow these Sarkaz have a firm hold on Victoria's capital. The Dukes need an easy-to-cut-up army to put down dissidents, and Parliament is desperate for an appropriate defense to avoid any more action like the two stupid Dukes' adventures. In their eyes, the Sarkaz came fresh out of a civil war on a silver platter, table ready, disposable. Now we've taken the industrial sector, leashed Parliament, and even the Shard will be under our control any day now. The Regent's taken Londinium for real. But we can't shunt the city off. We can stir up conflict, but then what? We end up buried together with Londinium under a coalition of foreign militaries. What is the Commission planning? I know I'm being a little too forward, but you draw suspicion by being too obedient. Yet Manfred doesn't even turn to look at me. He's flipping through a book. Untitled. Do mercenaries have so many problems, Hodor? Have I given you too much leeway? I only need to know what the goal I'm serving is. The mercenaries I know have other tastes, inquiring as to the more loose-pocketed employer, or mulling over how to waylay what does that mean? Mulling over how to waylay a Sarkaz caravan. Waylay. What does that mean, chat? How to waylay to, just to take over one. Okay. I just have different personal habits. Personal habits. The military commission general before me pries his gaze away from the book. I hear his position here isn't just for his service rank. His relationship with Dorissus is very special. Which means I have to be extra cautious. I dip my head slightly, working to ensure I express enough respect and humility. Is your eye alright? It affects my depth perception in sword combat. I'll get used to it ASAP. I received your interrogation records. The assassination was an Inez woman. Was an Inez woman. They say that like it's a race or something. The assassination was an Inez woman. A military alike. We sure didn't expect a Sarkaz like Inez to get bought out by a parliament, especially for a hit on the region. To be frank, she's a special breed, right? Inez is dead, and you lost an eye for it. You'll receive commendations from the military commission. No commendations necessary. Then you'll receive payment in mercenary fashion. After all, you and Inez and that lunatic with the W call sign. Oh, that you lunatic with the W call sign. What disrespect. Led an active mercenary unit for quite some time. The old Sarkaz of the Scar Market. Their I'm sorry, that was funny. Their commendations for you are blinding. Very decisive of you to kill her. It's the only way a mercenary lives. We'll do anything to survive. Even gutting your own colleagues? Even gutting our own colleagues. Then I'm sure one day you'll come to dispatch me, won't you? You asked me just now, what could the military commission be planning? Our plan is only drawn up to the point war breaks out. As for what follows, that could be their plan to make. Comey. This place is the heart of hatred, and it will be buried by vengeance. As you wrote in his booklets, just as every war we've been through. So you were, yeah, he was reading his book. Never mind that. Carry on writing. You're a heavy mission. Bear that responsibility. Yeah, he was reading your book, bro. You kind of famous. Now the military commission's duty in Londinium is fulfilled. With a single activation of the shard, the Tempest War will be unstoppable. In which case, what more could Theresis want to do? What more can we do? Done with your notes? Oh my god, my heart jumped a little bit because what song was that just popped in my head? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. What is that from? Fuck. Is that PGR? God, it's been too damn long. Oh, you're right. It's OG PGR's theme. You're right. My heart just jumped when I heard the beginning of that. Who said that? Sir Gacha, you are a Gacha addict, bro. I wasn't writing anything. Just giving this sword another polish. The mercenary claymore. I haven't used this thing in forever. God damn, why does he look so fucking cool? And why is she so damn hot, bro? You're so heartless. Look at bro. Look at bro. If you want it, you can have it. A present from me to you. A sword. Low efficiency. Low efficiency. Zero interest. I just blow everything up. And you found time to fix your hair? Can't blame you, I guess. We're not going to have time for hair gel like you did back in Londinium. He does have chat hair too. That's funny. It's just more convenient this way. Should have kept that outfit. Maybe you could keep acting like the Merc leader. Treasure of the army. What's that thing army guys say? It's your calling to serve. Mercenary's calling is to get paid, not for bereavement. Bereavement. The fact or condition of being... Oh, duh. What does it mean? Deprived of a close relation or friend through their death. Okay. Knock it off and save your spittle, you two. Defense perimeter, scouting radius. Is this the opening? Until they started fighting, yeah. As for now, they're marching. No matter how much the Dukes hate each other's guts. This front's gonna close in sooner or later. You sure your guy's gonna pass this position? You can literally see the Shard's catastrophe clouds from here. The catastrophe's landing point is the line of fire between the Duke of Wellington and the Undead King. Chances are the Iron Duke will retreat his front. As for Windermere, she probably won't have the spare energy to deploy her own forces until she gets her daughter back inside a nomadic fortress. Yeah, they don't know. My guy doesn't have a lot of exit routes from Londinium. Wait, incoming. Okay, let me put this on. Oh, music stopped. The shadow's very fast. It's like a polygonal yarn ball? A what? An overall shape is polygonal, like a polygon, but highly irregular. It's arts. High chance the naked eye can't follow it. Or else, she wouldn't make it here. Target confirmed. We could only afford a little rough play. W. I turned back and she's gone. A second later, deafening explosions. Oh, that's my girl! She said, fuck this shit. The scale of the dust cloaks the entire surroundings, but we're not blind to what either a sizable witchcraft vehicle or a bizarre aircraft. What? Either a sizable... We're not blind to what's either a sizable witchcraft vehicle or a sizable aircraft. Because the dusk is cloaking, you can't tell what it is, but you can tell something big is coming. As ever, W kicks off without restraint. If we did gaze a leech, I brush away the smoke, but surprisingly, I feel myself hit something. Yeah? Okay. Okay, cool. What is that? A wire? Silk threads. Hanging, crisscrossing from the void, then pressing into it again. It's you. Mercenaries? What a coincidence. Come at me then. This is where the strange sensations truly start. Strange sensations indeed. Her figure snaps into formlessness in an instant. Thread swirling and fading. I thrust an arm out with all my strength, but grabbed nothing but dust. Did she run? I told you, you can't blow a leech up with bombs. A leech up with bombs. No, she's still around. We have to catch her. This is different. I don't think they've ever used animated backgrounds like this before. This is cool. Something's not quite right. We never passed by an area like this. Nothing here casts any shadow. Is it an illusion? I think there's a bunch of big guys over there, right by the mountain. Those are some crazy swords. How do they lift them? I hate you, Bombfrost. I just told you about people distracting me. I'm about to turn off my Discord. Look at this. Look at what he just sent me. Let me turn off my Discord. No, because I still need to make sure, because our Baki and freaking Comey send me stuff on here. Stop it, Bomb Frost, you're distracting me. 416 does have some nice assets. Oh, see. Those are some crazy swords. How did they lift them? Mountain. Wasn't this a plane? Like a plane? Like, huh? Is that what they meant? Yeah, because they said mountain before that. I follow where W's looking. The haze gradually thins and the scene becomes clear. I gulp. Practically everything about the battlefield leaves my mind. How do you go from where you were to this? In ancient Sarkaz. This must be a different, yeah, this is a different location. An ash-bleached city lies ahead. Let us hasten. In ancient Sarkaz. I'm not going to say that anymore. It will admit us. The children of the soil and stone have built city walls on sorrow's ground. Kazdom. Each syllable is a bitter journey unto its own. Where is it? From dreams we have departed, seeking to this day. God, my nose is bothering me. The age of exile has come to an end. What are they saying? It's an ancient Sarkaz dialect. Sorrow's ground, ash-bleached city. I'm having trouble with the rest. I can only guess. I think they mentioned Kazdel too. Which one? Diablo Balusaka of the Condemnor clan, in Quilon. The errant overlord will meet us on our way. Diablo Balusaka of the Condemnor clan. I feel like I need to remember this. Oh, and he's here too. Oh God, it's starting. It's really gonna start doing this to me, isn't it? Guldul, the king of Sarkaz. I couldn't know these names better. I could almost recite their legends from memory. The first line of Sarkaz I ever read was from the tale of these people. The epic transcribed time and time again, still handed down in Kazdel slums to this day. What these shadows tell of is the second Kazdel that could be called a city. After the very first Kazdel was laid to waste by the elders and ancients, there passed over 1,000 years where Kazdel was no more than a tiny hamlet, a mass of thatch and wooden fencing. Frail, easily destroyed. It was ravaged by the wills and colonizers again and again and again and again. The Sarkaz were sent into exile. Until this moment where the Sarkaz had once again accumulated strength, once again rebuilt a true city. They left the wastes that we now call Columbia and came to the heartlands of Terra. And there they lived. There they died. And then a betrayal. Another migration east. And before they'd gone far, the blue flames of fury were again betrayed. It seems as if Sarkaz history were cursed from that moment on. History's waves have rolled on. to this present day where citadels are incessantly scrapped and rebuilt and still amble about in arm's reach. I'm sorry if it's a little more stumbly than usual. I'm still like stuffy, so just bear with me. But the names they speak, and I'm still illiterate. There's nothing I can do about that. But the names they speak, those are the city's first king of Sarkaz. Ah! She a baddie in her own right, man. The kings of Sarkaz 7,000 years ago. Sorry, we're off topic. They had to show me her plain view. I'm sorry. When did the leech appear before us? How does she have this power? I draw my sword across my chest. The lich. Is it lich or is it leech? Lich, like Lich King? Lich King, just like from like World of Warcraft. The lich lifts a hand. How did you produce these things? Considering this Casdel's historical significance and its impact on the generations to come, the legend of the King of Sarkaz have found such a widespread in song. But these vagabonds, Jesus Christ. I hear I'm saying it wrong, but these vagabonds, bonds, even we lack for such trifling accounts. This is scarcely even witchcraft. It's absolutely not. No original arts could attain this degree of effect. Oh, or perhaps it could, but at the very least a historian would be needed. Is it a trick of physics? A projector that forms images from the mist? When did our brother and sister gain such technology? How rude not to share. Nah, it's off. These pictures are too close to the recorded truth. Be it a technological feat, whence came the material? So this is some kind of arts then. Her hand sways gently in the air like she's feeling something, studying the colors before her and leaving us to our devices. But it's a no known category of arts. It's highly likely even that it isn't arts. How very strange. A Furenmut? Oh, it is Arknights lore. I am not going to read that. If Victoria wanted to tame a Furenmut for battle, it should have started long ago. I love her. What's this bitch even doing? It seems you are not artists. What's this bitch even doing? I love W. You are simply and purely the ones who blew up my beloved cube. It was very comfortable sitting in it. Messenger to the Lynch's court. Lady Ermengarde. We deeply apologize for using such a method to contact you. I don't know what misconception you have of liches, but honestly, I'm not that old. Stop no-towing. I fear this is not your arts either. I certainly don't have the knack to conjure a band of 7 millennium old vagabonds. What if I use arts to stimulate it? Just the most basic, tiny amount of energetic irritation. This is actually irritating me too. A squall whips up. The vision before me recedes like the tide. The twisted scene returns to normality. A bloody boulder abruptly appears before us all. What is this? I checked this area 3 days ago. There was nothing like this here. Guys, hey, Hodor, W, snap out of it. Inez is fine, thank the stars. My blood is boiling. Fight scene!
Reap not what's sown
Lich.
by malice.
Lich King. Lich. I be liching on you leeches. Because as I leech, I leech. When I leech, I just leech upon the liches that leech.
I'm listening. I know what nothing can mask the scent of despair. Liberty and sunlight all around us.
どこに向かえばよろしいでしょう。どこに向か飯を食ってねえのか。誰が戦場で旗を武器にするんだよ。
Please, trust in me. I know what to do. Better watch your step. War. A word I've not heard in a long... 'Tis but a flash in the drift of time. I'm prepared to fight. Agony, ever etched on our hearts. Your lives, now ignited. If you're really in Cape Ranch and bone bear weeds, mounds and ruins bloom fields.
Did I fuck up?
Tu vai pure. Io posso ancora farne fuori qualcuno.
That's not what happened. That looked so familiar, but I don't remember what the fuck. Wrong enemy. Wait, hold on. Hold on.
Ever inevitable.
I think I remember.
And loss are insignificant moments in an endless cycle.
Did that happen because of this? No. What the fuck was that?
War, ever inevitable.
The cannon still take. Okay. I didn't even notice that shit.
A solo to you. out your bait yet?
信号はアンプには悪いね。僕は別に信徒じゃないよ。
Spring breeze, timely rain. Now we sow the grain.
You can't hide your fear.
So how do I see the bar at the top, but I don't remember how to.
The ecstasy has.
I might ask you guys for help in a second because I don't remember the mechanic. I don't remember how it works.
If you're really incapable of settling this, then let me handle it.
Please, trust in me.
Yeah, because once it fills up, that's when everyone. Damn it.
I wasn't supposed to act, but...
The highest block operator.
I wasn't supposed to act, but...
Vermin. Don't keep me. I will sink your corpse into shadow. No one will find it. Yielding is not an option. Don't keep me waiting. Yielding is not an option. Don't keep me waiting. I'm prepared for lives. Now ignited. Yielding is not an option.
I will protect us all!
Tis but a flash in the drift of time.
So that's our target? Fight or flee, it's no use! Finally, am I up?
Picked out your bait yet?
What would you...
Liberty and sunlight, all around us.
So that's our target? That all you got? Finally, am I up? Don't keep me with... I will sink your corpse into shadow. No one will find it.
Where do you wish to hide, and Dublin?
Grief ever echoes in our souls.
Vermin. Just who are you weaklings going to stop like that? This will be over soon. So that's our target? Finally, am I up?
There is no hesitating in battle.
Don't
Fear not.
どこに向かえばよろしいでしょう
Spring breeze, timely rain.
主の名を掲げ、この
Questo ti farà tacere.
Okay, how am I supposed to actually like negate that? Oh my god. Why can't I? He's got to deal with it. Please read message. Do you not see the chat going? I don't know where your message is, brother. Good switch, but 2 out of 10. Shut up. There were some tiles top left to put units, for example. Okay, I'll look back in a second. I sent you a DM. There were 2 tiles on the far left. No, Dusk sent me a fucking picture. I've never felt my blood flowing. Oh, I see all your stuff, Comey. Thank you. I've never felt my blood flowing so clearly through my veins. It surges about like crazy, shooting out through my limbs, then finally converging on my heart again. At Rhodes Island, when the medic operators were examining me, they went to inject me with what's it called? I forget. I sure gave them hell about that. I've got the Originium. I didn't want more random junk around in my body. Well, fine. I get the message. We all need this blood to live. It carries oxygen and yada yada, whatever. Hodor told me once. But right now, I'm sick of it. You're my blood, you little shit, so listen to me. And if not, you can get the hell out of my body. What the fuck? I feel for the dagger on my wrist. Oh, she's a nutcase. W, what the hell is wrong with you? Nothing, just some bloodletting. Oh yeah, she crazy. She crazy. Hodor scrunches his brow. That lich is giving her hat a death grip. The racket finally dies down. No, actually, I guess we Hardy Bunch just got used to it. Inez, are you alright? Absolutely nothing's wrong with me. You guys explain. I get it. Those rocks don't work on chilly old hags. I bet Kalsid could dance a whole jig here. I'd believe it. I'd also suggest you bandage that wound. I cut surgical. Avoided the arteries. Wait. that makes her seem even more crazy. She's so used to fucking doing this. Okay. So, this is an anti-Sarkaz installation. Something to do with the blood. Sarkaz. Blood. There's a difficult guess. This witchcraft device hasn't properly activated yet. I drew past this area on the uneasy feeling I had. Here lies the main offender. Little wonder the tutors are always so cautious with matters of Londinium. So what if it does activate for real? All Sarkaz explode and die, and then the Sanguine throws our blood all over the Victorians? No vehicle tracks in the vicinity, no signs it was transported. They took these giant crystals, crossed all these miles, and then sat them down here directly? Somehow, this wouldn't be the first time I've heard of something like that. Lady Ermengarde, I'm guessing you have nothing to do with this either. Naturally. Liches can't accomplish this sort of thing. The space we research isn't this one. Also, if I'm not mistaken, you recognized me just now. Hodor, was it? I've had an eye on your books before. Some of your manuscripts are even in circulation amongst the Londinian Sarkaz. Do you have any leads for us? Why should I be helping you? You just blew up my little cube. This bitch just shot me a glance. I knew that was W. Hey, you don't know how much I'm holding back from stuffing that bomb in that chest cavity of yours. Are all Sarkaz mercenaries so eager to die these days? If she says one more word, I'm seriously gonna do it. Oh man, that's fucking funny. Forget it. Let's talk about that illusion just now. That was a visage, a spatial one, and temporal one. Were you looking for a vehicle vehicle tracks just now? That illusion, was it? Some kind of special arts is affecting this place. But that wasn't Originium Arts, and it wasn't Sarkaz witchcraft. These art circles are related to the vampires, and the illusion was definitely related to the art circles. There's no direct line connecting them. Perhaps these are leads you can use. What position are the liches taking? The same as ever. We've made no promises. But we have an informant telling us Kazdo has had liches showing up too. You usually never make appearances in Kazdo. Oh, you left Babel. Joined an infected organization, then ended up in Londinium, and you still kept an intelligence net up in Kazdo? Are you really just a mercenary? I feel... Oh, that's an interesting question. I feel like with your competences, you could get hooked up as, oh my Jesus Christ, that word, in Lithinian, relatively speaking. Oh, except your arts is a little mediocre. Personal habits. Personal habits? In a battlefield this extensive? How do you think you'd stop me if I did want to leave without a whisper? You were looking for us too. Technically, I'm just a little interested in you. Specifically you. Do you Sarkaz always have to talk in riddles? Score one interruption from Inez. She's getting impatient. Nice. Let her draw everyone's attention while I kill this son of a lich. Son of a lich. Given you get news from Kazdo, that naturally means our siblings' acts just been feigning ignorance. We need to give Theresa some flex room. We're taking control of Kazdo right now. Everyone's come to Victoria. Bang, thank you. So, someone's got to look after the place. What flex room? Are you gonna hold a celebratory feast? Yes. That was the first part of the plan. Then we declare National Foundation Day and so on. No more jokes now. That is the first part of the plan. Theresa and Theresa have no plans for evacuation at all. It seems they really do want Londinium to be a battlefield for a face-off against all the lands. We have no idea what's giving them so much confidence. But if it's their plan, brother and sister, then they must have some means in place already. So if they do succeed, then that means we'll have to rebuild Kazdo. Rebuild the Sarkaz Haven. And if they fail, if the Sarkaz fail here, then we'll lose an entire generation of youth, and maybe every youth that was to come. After the expedition of 200 years ago, most nations have no clue about the present state of Kazdo. They weren't even interested. Until all this, a lot of Victorian worthies believed Kazdo was just a pile of ruins. But before the Civil War, with Her Highness Theresa's establishment, Khazdo had a nascent nomadic city until Therissus messed the whole thing up. Now Khazdo's just this super giant witchcraft tractor, the kind that's got bolts and parts popping off it while it trundles along. Khazdo wouldn't stand up to anything you would call a war, but the region just so happens to be starting one. Once it begins, every spy will have made contact with Khazdo. How will those nations sitting on the fence regard the Khazdo within this territory? Alright, you're a pessimist. Good, so am I. So, part 2 of the plan, the Liches hanging back in Khazdo formulated the plans to break the place apart. To break the place up. If Therissus fails, Khazdo will immediately be split into pieces. Maybe a dozen or more. Taking their affiliated residents as per appointed clan units off to hide deep in the barrens. Route planning, balanced production, and ensuring Khazdo becomes a nomadic city isn't without meaning. To the Khazdo, the enmity, what does that mean? Enmity. State of feeling of being actively opposed or hostile to someone or something. Of the rest of mankind is a catastrophe. Khazdo will greet another age of exile. Again with the exile. What kind of crap is this? As if we're not exiles already. Did I miss some nomadic city where we all live happy lives, sipping afternoon tea, watching the catastrophe clouds roll by? The Sarkaz are strongly united at this point. Not at all the way I hoped, but purely in terms of endpoint. Therissus has done it. But unity could mean more than just another vengeful massacre. Despite that unity being founded on hatred and war, that's no easy ask, Order, my brother. Khazdo is more than a city. It's every person who calls it home. In the original plan, Khazdo didn't need many inhabitants, and they wouldn't let us take that many away anyway. We have to end this war in Victoria. The sooner, the better. If we can't take back hate, then the least we can do is turn it to fuel, to cast the supports of Khazdo. And every life to the Khazdo of the future may well be vital. Easily said for you. We just touched on a method for moving supplies and people over long distances. That might be what we've been after the whole time. What serves as military commission's lifeline in Londinium. I'll find it and seize it. It was able to bring us to Londinium, so it can take us home too. Before everyone's buried 6 feet under. You aren't certain to succeed. You're just a mercenary. A place to call home. Somewhere you can always return to. Theresa, all this time I've been trying to keep that name separate from this war. Her Highness. How can a war just like before let anyone rest in peace? I bet it's just some diversion by that Therissus bastard. He killed Her Highness, and now he's still blaspheming her. I'll make him beg forgiveness on his hands and knees. And once he's done, then I'll turn his skull into fireworks. She's a real nutcase. Finding you is the right choice. I'll take your plans as the stance of Babel survivors and inform the Liches. Thank you. But you blew up my cube. How do you want me to get back? On foot? 8 kilometers northwest. There's a Sarkaz transport camp. Go and steal their car. Need us to help? Forget it. I don't want her catching me again and finding out I've been making deals with you on the sly. So good luck to you, and may you still be alive to make good on your promise after meeting her. Now she's got to walk. This sucks, huh? Her? Hold on. Are you guys getting this familiar feeling? What are you talking about? What am I talking about? What am I talking about? I have no idea. Damn it, Hodor should be the one saying moody crap like this. But still, what's bugging me? Not far off, there's someone sitting on a mountain peak, just on the edge of where the original illusion vanished. She's just sitting there, like she doesn't have a care in her heart. Her long pink hair draped over her shoulders, always as it... And that look in her eyes, that sorrowful... I look away. How is this happening? How? No, that's no illusion. The moment I saw her, I knew it wasn't. That's her. Your Highness? She's gone. I wanted to reach out to... No, forget it. Maybe I should save it for next time. Besides, she couldn't have been real anyway. She's just really looked like her. An indistinguishable forgery, able to fool almost any pair of screwy, messed up eyeballs.
All must return to the existing order. None may disobey the rules.
Wait, so W... You're right. They don't know that Theresa is alive. This is the first time they saw. Yeah, I can't think of I can't... She knows? Then why is she acting... like she didn't? It's just W. They know. It's just W. Okay. Back then, only Amiya knew. Now everyone knows. Yeah, sure. I hate that mechanic, man. Okay, let me look at the map while I'm actually paying attention. Okay, there's two spots right here. Okay. The fog grows thicker. The entire forest seems to swim in it. Logos. I'll confess, I'm not familiar with Castel at all. By the end of the Banshee's Court part in the war 200 years ago, I was gone from that city. It was in the convalescence of the Banshees I came of age. I had to ask my mother why, being one of our 6 heroes, she would choose to leave Castel, the city where she once fought to the bitter end for. My mother issued no response at the time. She plucked a few reeds from the riverbank and wove a necklace for me. Their stems twisted about each other, head to tail, tail to head. It was beautiful, and I treasured it in the most genuine sense. Yet very soon, it withered and faded and fell to scattered pieces. My mother told me how this was the Banshee's most traditional art form. We weave song and incarnation, just as we weave necklaces of grass. But now, we had the entire convalescence. They needed not be forged, needed not be bothered, and so year after year, they grew forever. We Banshees sang our elegies but the elegies were no supplication of the end. Yes, supplication. Rather, they were anticipation of new life. There is a Sarkaz's need. Slow down. There's the Sarkaz's need. Not to hold a dead city standing, but to grow. So they're now putting those effects on The day Arknights makes fully 3D backgrounds and with these effects over them is the day I donate some like I'm gonna have to drop some money towards the team. This is a highly disconcerting environment, Doctor. We were in the thick of a forest only moments ago. What lay before us became nothing alike as the fog settled in. A convalescence? Doctor. Is this all an illusion, Logos? The doctor is considerably wounded, but their tone of voice is steadied once more. Ascalon silently carries the still unconscious Amiya, taking the very front. I forgot she. That's right. Amiya also went through the whole thing with yeah, I forgot. She went through the whole thing where she was trapped in that orb by the thick queen. I forget her freaking name. And Doctor tried to save her. Salus? Nah, she's called Thick Queen. We don't call her Salus. She remains as ever lips sealed, but I can sense that her current silence is a more bleak one than ever. We're really jumping from completely different perspectives in different areas of So this must all come together at one crucial point of the story. But I can sense that her current silence is a more bleak one than before. I remember at the time of her hurried rendezvous with me, that flicker of an expression I found hard to discern. Why are you simping for her? She hurt Amiya. Look, she hurt our daughter, all right? But I can change her, all right? I can change her. I can change her. She can't be changed. I can change her. Mirages are spin from nothingness. Their scenes are mere fictions in the mind, bound to return to nihil no matter how lifelike. Okay, hold on. I'm adjusting my thermostat. Give me a second. Okay. No matter how lifelike, but this place is not. Everything here truly did exist once upon a time. Constructing a mirage like this requires not just intelligence and information, but time and space. It's too difficult. A bone whistle? I know this convalescence. I've always loved it. Yes, the whistle of banshees. It doesn't necessarily entail original marks. When we were young, we learned it by the riverside. We sit among the underbush, and wait still until great fin gobs small bug, until foul beast snatched up great fin. That is when the bone whistle is played. What's the scenery doing here? How do we get out? I'm trying. Originium Arts hasn't this power. The power this is of can only be something more ancient. But it shouldn't come about in this battlefield at this moment. Not on Londinium's periphery? This is getting increasingly difficult. The outer limits or edge of an area or object. Periphery. Yeah, periphery. Periphery. I'm learning new words every fucking day in this game. Everything we're seeing and hearing could pass for real. Our squad is not in good condition, and we need to hurry up our vigilance. At the convalesce's other end, there seems to stand someone dead still, silent. It's the rest. Oh, wait, who the fuck is this? Mother? Logos, what's wrong? Nothing. I say try to tear this landscape apart directly. It carries some risk, but it's the best solution. I don't know whether it'd be safe to leave this place, Ascalon. Ascalon nods, handing Amiya over to the doctor, who strains to hold her up by the arm that isn't hurt. Ascalon, master assassin, vanishes in a blink into the mist. I shut my eyes and prepare, conceiving of destruction, imagining reconstruction. But the figure appears again, this time atop one of the convalesce's crests. She seems to be looking at me, but she is as if a thin slice of the past stuck frozen in some older time. I know that crest full well. When I was young, I would practice enchanting there. Incanting. No, it's incanting. I would practice incanting there, like incantations, until twilight fell, and she would show up behind me. I would never know when exactly she had come, but she would just stand there, as she does now in this mirage. Once I had exhausted myself, we would go home together. I feel for my bone whistle. It's as cold as bale ice, just like the time I was first given it. Not long ago, I sounded to the closure of Damasdi's court, but the time before that was back in this convalesce. God. We don't need a face, okay? We don't need a face. I'll be leaving tomorrow for Babel. Yes. You're master of the... Yeah, we don't need a face. Thank you, Kami. You're master of the... Elegaic. I don't know. Elegaic court. Elegaic. I can't say the fucking word. Elegaic. Elegaic. Yeah. Am I saying it right? Whatever. Remember to send Her Highness Theresa my greetings. It still doesn't feel real to me, Mother. I'm too young to be master of a royal court. Now, what makes you say that? Anyone can see how remarkable you are. Keep this safe. Oh, your bone whistle. I've tuned it for you, and given it a royal court crest. And of course, a kiss full of magic too. All right, simply sound it, and all the Sarkaz will know. Wait. hold on. Let me look something up real quick. Banshee Arknights. No, because it's a dumb question. Actually, I'm gonna just ask because there's a whole bunch of lore here. All right, so why is the bone whistle such a well-known part of the Sarkaz? Why does every Sarkaz know of the bone whistle, and why is it so important? Like, we've seen its power, right? But why is that a thing? Like, why is it so strong? Yes, banshees are high. Like, if they've explained this before, I don't remember it. Banshees use the bone whistles. They're like the Grim Reapers. They let dead Sarkaz rest in peace. And banshees aren't included in the overall Sarkaz race. Remember, Sarkaz are like various different races, right? But what, banshees are not considered Sarkaz? Did I ask that right? Banshees are a subrace of Sarkaz, right? A banshee has culture evolving around death. The bone whistle acts as an elegy. That's the fucking word. Elegy. Basically a song of reminiscing or death. Hold on, Arma. I'll read it in a second. Like, I see that you sent me something, but I haven't read it yet. I'll read it after this. Banshees are a subrace of Sarkaz. Banshee are a part of the court. Banshee is like royal. Okay, so they act as like a Grim Reaper, using the bone whistle to bring peace to dead souls. Did I get that right? Banshee's job is to pay respect to the people that died through music through their whistles. Banshees are considered very well known, and everyone knows the legends, so the bone whistles are very known as well. They're basically arch units that only they can use. Okay. I'm sorry if that was a dumb question. They probably explained it somewhere, but I just kind of it just came to mind that they're a part of the Sarkaz because they keep mentioning Sarkaz every single time the Banshee is mentioned. So I'm just like, I'm trying to make sure I understand the roles of each one of these races and why. It's just weird. The Sarkaz is just a whole bunch of different races, and I'm just confused every single time they say that another race is basically a Sarkaz. The engineering director of Rhine Labs is a Banshee. Oh, okay. If you look at earlier logos, Logo said his mom is one of 6 Sarkaz heroes that defended Kazdel. Okay, chill on that, because I saw that, but don't tell me something that hasn't been explained to me yet. I sent that in DM. Of course you did, Comey. Of course you did. And I saw it, Arma. I'll hit you up later. Oh yeah, just cause I think this is important enough to DM. When Logos calls his mother the 6 heroes, he's referring to 6 heroes who fought against Khalsit. When she unified the countries to destroy Kazdel. Oh. Oh. Okay. Wait, so why? Oh, my head hurts. Okay, so why? Yeah, I that's what I'm confused about. Why is Logos helping Khalsit and Amiya? This is like Babel side story. Okay. Oh, fuck. I just want like a piece of cement to bang my head against whenever this fucking happens. Okay. I'll stop with the questions because I can go down a rabbit hole with this. It's just every now and then something I see makes me want to ask questions. Simply sound it and all the Sarkaz will know it as the will of the no. Mother, what should a Lord of Banshees do? Do what you believe you must. I once talked to you about those ravings of mine. This is a flashback, right? Like, this isn't the illusion talking to him, right? That's why it's gray? This is a flashback, right? Okay. The fettered Sarkaz have no escape, just as the necklaces you used to weave together for me became not, but pieces in the end. Yet what fetters us is our identity, to what we belong. The royal court and perhaps the king of Sarkaz. But still you bestow this aspect on me. Our rotting bones will never again be given new life, should annihilation reach its destination, and yet that is the rule. We sound the knell for all. For others, for ourselves, slow down. But it is necessary, it is a necessary burden. If you feel our time-worn inheritance has been reduced to naught, but a stepping stone to new life, then it is for you to ascertain that yourself. Supposing that it does not change your mind, then from death comes new life. I rest the whistle to my lips. My mind now, well done. O tender little lord of banshees, for whom does the first fledgling knell toll? For myself, for the royal court that would rot, past and future all. There's just so much to this. There's like so many layers to this entire fucking story. Sarkaz must write a new verse. What meaning is there in the stagnant landscape? With the words, power bursts forth. That is a very effective shake. I'm not going to hold you. It made me a little dizzy. This is the vampire's witchcraft. But the vampire could never construct the landscape we were just in. I fear there's some other presence helping him. What is the vampire planning to do with these art circles? Laboring to keep Amiya supported, the doctor lifts their head with some worry, taking in the giant sanguine colored crystals. The loop here isn't even complete, but some of its symbols are legible. Purify. It's trying to affect our blood somehow. Affect Sarkaz's blood. This artistry is tied to the Sarkaz's power. The doctor gives no response, seemingly lost in thought. Paprika. Hey. They finally run out of patience. I detected them long ago, a handful of boorish wonders. The derangement of our space-time was masking their figures, and now, with the mist abated, they finally show themselves. Already the silver glint in Ascalon's hand has cut across their necks, while bone-writ incantation blocks their attack. A clump of dirt? It's crude as a child would be. Wait. I told you they were real. Those ghosts were the real deal. Ah, it is a child. Is that you? Does the doctor know this Sarkaz girl? You're that doctor, right? I saw you once in the munitions factory in Highbury. What are you doing here? And that knocked out Cottis and Sarkaz. You were supplying goods to refugees in Norport. How did you know that? Don't let it slip. I don't think that Cottis girl is looking too good, is she? And your arm is all... I'm gonna guess you guys are fine hanging out with these Sarkaz. I think we ended up back where we came. But did we do it for real this time? I've met enough haloed monster things for one day. This is out of whack. Paprika, what are you talking to the ghosts for? One in the hood, one unconscious bunny, and a Sarkaz. No, driver, they're real. As in real? The Sarkaz steps up to me, skeptically looking me up and down. I can tell with the glance that she's never taken the battlefield. She's never taken the battlefield. Her hands are callous. Oh man, she's. I can't even speak anymore. She looks like she's very fucking hurt in this image. Just now, did the young Paprika girl call her driver? Hello? Minor, come check this out. It's real. Your clothes must have cost some money, didn't they? Okay, I see what you guys mean by these look very, very similar. I see the difference now. Maybe take a closer look. No, never mind. Trust you Ursus bumpkins not to know. Quit it with the ooh, I'm from Kazdal already. Already shopkeep? Like you matter. All you do there is run to the grocery store. Run a grocery store. Oh wait, forgot. You sold your store so you could come pick fights out here. Ha. Shape up a little. Stop getting carried away in front of people. Hello, you may have met me in Kazdal before. My grocery store was a fairly popular one. The man named Shopkeep rubs his hands, eyeing me with interrogation. When ingranation. Fuck. Okay, I'm probably gonna stop soon because I can't read for shit for some reason. Never mind, I'm gonna keep going. I really want to keep going with the story. Ingratiation is the act of gaining favor or acceptance from someone through flattery, subtle persuasion, or other means. It can also involve conforming to someone else's opinions to strengthen a relationship. That was a quick turnaround. Nah, it's frustration. I hate like when I'm I hear a word in my head, but it doesn't come out of my mouth. And it's very frustrating. And that's when I start getting fluttered and I start reading the word over and over again. It's very irritating. It's been a problem that I've had all my fucking life. It's very frustrating to me. So That's why I said I'm probably gonna stop soon, and then just said no, I gotta keep going. Cause I like the story, I want to keep going. I just fucking frustrated right now with how I keep making these easy mistakes. His dagger is equipped with an auxiliary Originium arts control apparatus, never an affordable piece to keep of kit. A shame it's all new, dagger itself included. You must be part of the royal court, yes? I could tell from your regalia. I take it you're a child of soil and stone. So he hasn't the first clue about any court at all. I am the Banshee. A boy Banshee? I thought Banshee were meant to be all girls. What? Correct. Never heard of any boy Banshee while I was in Casimir's. Wait. What? Logos is an exception. Banshees are usually women. He's a rare exception. Actual lore. I have questions, but it is not the right time to ask them. Never heard of any boy Banshee while I was in Casimir's. Not that I mean to be impolite or, you know. Paprika, you're friends with celebrities like him and you never told us? No, I don't know if we know each other. Are you moving things? Inside their truck, I noticed an uncovered spot where a few blood-streaked crystals are poking out. Where are you transporting these goods to? Aren't these ritual materials? I don't really know how to explain. We were just patrolling along a route map. Cause some art circles might be a little damaged and we need to repair them. The doctor makes brief eye contact with me. I have some inkling a Sarkaz truck, a vehicle that can take us through the battlefield, with Amiya's current condition, won't be rendezvousing with the main unit on foot. I can sense Ascalon all set to go in the shadows, ready to strike at the amateur squad before us. But evidently, the doctor already has a better idea. Noble Banshee, sire, we won't cross the battlefield alive at this rate. I beg you, just let us go. I can comprehend the doctor's gist, but I'm really not well versed when it comes to this. I commandeer your transport squadron. We're on a special mission of the utmost nature, but we're assailed en route. For your assistance, I will memorialize you forevermore. Memorialize. It'd be our honor to serve a member of the royal court, your highness. It's just being memorialized by a death-tolling banshee. Doesn't seem like much of fortune. Could you? Here's your payment. Thank you. Coins that mechanist stuffed in my bag. Thank you, sire. But our transport duty, I'll explain to your superiors afterwards. A special mission? Why bring these two outbloods along? They are my captives. Captives, but you, okay, but once this is over, you guys are gonna see General Manfred with me. Oh, okay, I get it. They're trying to trick. Okay. Yeah, my brain is fried. My brain is absolutely fried for this situation. This entire section, I've been absolutely confused. We'll go sort out some positions. The doctor comes to my side, voice grave. Logos, figure out a car for Ascalon too. The confessory was no simple one. This confessory attack was no simple one. They and the vampire were working together, but in the process, They estranged Amiya from the ship. Doctor, are you worrying? Closure and the Self-Salvation Corps troops don't have a suitable combat personnel between them. Khalsit's wounded. Shining's powerful, but the Confessory are sure to have some methods prepared just for her. I understand. The state Amiya is in may not be curable with medication. What she needs most right now, before she comes to, is not to fall into the Confessory's line of sight. Operating under the squad support will be safer. I'll get Ascalon back up to Khalsit. We've got you here. It's meant to be confusing, if that's any consolation. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better. Because I just thought maybe I wasn't paying attention to something. Besides, the doctor looks at the Sanguine art circle. A pit forms in their stomach. Say no more. I know far too well. These crystals aren't just simple originium. I want to bang my head against the fucking wall. I'm not going to hold you. This is confusing as hell, dude.
All operators must maintain strict discipline.
Fuck this game!
Are they the ones who caused such destruction and started all this conflict?
I will protect us all.
Fuck! That was quick as hell. What the fuck?
War. Ever inevitable.
Up Team A4, Yato in position.
Understood.
信号は安定。いや悪いね。僕は別に信徒じゃないよ。
Spring breeze, timely rain. Now we still better watch your step.
Flourish or perish?
I wasn't supposed clear skies for Xingning, rain clouds for Guoyu. Your lives are mine to protect.
Agony. Ever.
いや悪いね。僕は別に信徒じゃないよ。
A solo to you. Volcanic slip contains
Your life is mine to protect.
I know what to do. Better watch your step. This one was gone. You need me back.
Grief ever echoes in our souls.
What would you feel your own self to your heart's content?
Fear not.
I know what to do. Don't worry, better watch your step.
Vermin. Grief ever echoes in our souls.
Those particles have no place here. I'll send them.
これで分かったでしょ
I'm prepared to fight this endless burn. You needn't fear. Understood!
Agony ever etched on our hearts. I know what to do. Don't order people to hide your fear.
Obiettivo avvistato, la fortuna ti ha abbandonato. Ora che la vedrai con me.
All right!
So that's our target?
Grief ever echoes in our
いや悪いね僕は別に信徒じゃないよ
Standing by.
これ以上は進ませません
The concert ecstasy as bright as gold!
Your life is mine to protect.
どこに向かいまとめてかかってきやがれ
So that's our target? Hypergryph, it's no use! Standing by. Finally, Amiya.
This is Chaotic's locked in pose. Shut the fuck up, dude. I didn't even realize I had my hand on my mouth. Like, the fuck?
Mission accomplished.
Oh my god, my fucking head hurts. Why they like making me have to pay attention? I know why. Don't answer that question. I'm just they're making me have to pay attention to the bar, making sure my units are maintained where that shit is. If I do anything, if I don't pay attention for a moment, I'm going to lose my fucking unit and everyone else around them. I forgot how agonizing the fucking cannon was, bro. Do you know what the cruelest thing in the world is? Neither total darkness nor endless torment, nor a dark alley filled with murderers. It is when a gentle hand pulls you out of a nightmare just as you thought it was over, and all the pain would come to an end, only for you to realize that salvation was just a cruel joke, a brief respite before falling further into the darkness. Even greater suffering is gazing upon you within a stone. Oh, damn, we're back on the ship. And you are powerless before such mockery. Delphine, do you want to join us? The Duke of Windermere's coffin is being transported to the approaching battleships. Some of the refugees have taken it upon themselves to organize a funeral procession in their gratitude. She keeps looking at the place where her mother had fallen, even though any trace of blood is long gone. Yeah, your strong-ass mom that you couldn't see dying to any enemy just fell right before your eyes. And you pretty much witnessed it all happen. I'd be a disbelief too. And it's kind of your fault. It may not be a good idea to invite her now. I'm already starting to regret it. Nah, it's not her fault. Okay, let me put it this way. Yes, she was going to tell her mom about the what was it? the vampire, whatever the fuck his role is, about that not being the real one. Yes, she was going to tell him, so in a way she was helping out. But at the same time, if she hadn't had went out there, maybe her mom would have been a little bit more alert. And before it was too late. To be frank, her mom was fighting 2 court leaders and her chances of winning was low to begin with. Low, but it went, I feel like it was already, it would have been, it's lower having to be gentle with your daughter in a moment where you have to be strong, right? Also, you've seen how powerful yeah, that's why she needs her utmost focus. But maybe I'm wrong. You guys know this world better than I do. So I'm just saying, I feel like even with her telling her what's happening, maybe her mom would have found out before it was too late, as she was alert and in battle ready mode, right? But she was helping. So that's why I said kind of her fault. Can you thank them for me, Vina? I want to stay here a while longer. What did they say to you? Nothing. I'll just stay for a little longer and cool my head. Sword guards boarded the late arriving escort fleet. Most of them kept silent while the nobles panicked. A moment's weakness when I tried to help that soldier. The vampire reached out his hand. Whether it was an obvious trap or not, Mother was wounded because of it. Broken formation and fallen soldiers. Sword guards do not defend their duke. Their only goal is to fulfill the mission. But they faced a foe powerful beyond their imagination. Delphine. The staff officers think there was too much personal sentiment in this reckless operation. They never supported it. They must believe that I'm the reason Mother died. A hero should not die for the weak. And they're right. I gaze at the late arriving battleships, their standards flying high. For some reason, I'm reminded of Allerdale. I don't think she's dead, to be honest. Allerdale, I don't think she's dead. Who is pinging me? Oh, okay. It's Arma, and he's helping out with stuff. I've cleaned your wounds the best that I can, Lady Allerdale. This is all I can do with the limited amount of medicine available. Thank you, Doctor. I must go. The General Staff have ordered all troops to report back. I've left behind some things that belong to you. These were the Duke's gifts to you, and you have her sword. This may sound impudent, but I hope that you'll come back to Ironclad Galave with us. Whatever the senior officers say, nothing can change the fact that you were the heir to the title of Duke Windermere. I'll think about it. Right now, I just want some quiet. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. How are things? They took a bunch of people, but many more remain. God damn. So that rough mom really. Yeah. Ironic, isn't it? The Duke has trained her officers well. Even now, General Staff of Windermere continue to plot the next course of action according to the plan. But what about Delphine? It seems like the snobbish officers are planning to abandon her. I don't know. I'm even worried what they might do to Delphine as the heir. Heir. Yeah. She's not ready. Duke Windermere was a strong leader. Her sword guards, her general staff, they all served the greater good of Victoria alone. But she herself, she made an admirable but reckless decision for the sake of her daughter. That decision saved a bunch of lives, though, didn't it? I'm not criticizing her, I respect her. But it means that Delphine is being abandoned by what her mother, Duke Windermere, built on her own. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. That's harsh. Like, think about that in detail. Your mom built up this massive unit of strong soldiers focused on a mission. No matter what happens, the mission always comes first. And when her mom falls, the soldiers only have the mission and are ready to abandon the daughter because they think she's weak. That's what the mom trained them to do. The mission is the most important thing. Fuck. Oh, what do we do now? Harsh, but that's how it is. Yeah, that's really harsh. They took some of the refugees. Can we really trust them? Do we really follow the tales of the nobles in the coming battle? They didn't take everyone. That's not right. If this one ship could take everyone, there's no reason that many battleships couldn't. It's not over. What's that movement? I thought the ship's engines were out. The window. Dust rises from the escort fleet that has only just rendezvoused with us. They're sailing away. Delphine. She stands on deck where her mother left this world, holding her mother's sword in her hands, as she did before I went below. The wind sweeps at her short hair. Her solitude makes her look even smaller than she is. What's going on? I grab her shoulder. Only then does she come out of her stupor. I see none of the anger, fear, or sorrow that I expected to see. She's wearing barely any emotion at all, only calm, flat disappointment, and a quiet so deep it is painful to see. They're gone. Her voice trembles a little, but is still too calm. There are civilians down below waiting to see the Duke of Windermere's coffin off. Those bastards didn't mind running innocent people over. What's going on? That wasn't part of the orders. Maybe there was a miscommunication. We still have a few good IFVs. What does that stand for, chat? IFV. We need to head back to the ironclad Gallivey and get confirmation. I've never gazed upon the tail of a battleship so intently. How ridiculous. Infantry fighting vehicles? Military vehicles, okay. Like AP, okay. The marks that the rain of blood left on our clothes is a lingering reminder of that cruel attack. Several hours have passed since we left the Duke of Windermere's flagship. Bad news keeps coming. We did a head count as we left the ship. The doctor, Amiya, and Ascalon were not there. We only had time to do a brief search, which came up empty. All I can do is keep faith in their strength, but for some reason, I think back to Amiya's lean shoulders. Sorrow and helplessness are luxuries that this group can no longer afford. Stop. Oh my god, I pressed too fast. Stop dawdling. I really can't go any further. I'll whip you if I have to. Get up and stay with the armor if you want to live. I need to catch my breath, sir. I have a condition. No dawdling. This isn't about your life. Yep, that's right. Put him in line. Hands off. Norport hoodlum. I'm just carrying out my orders. They're not trained soldiers. They've been at a forced march for 5 straight hours. They don't have any strength left. Then they can lay down and die. We're trying to save their lives. Everything can still be salvaged if we make it back to the ironclad Gallivey. They need to stop and rest. I said, it's not just for them, it's for you too, Ensign. I know your condition. Not many soldiers were left behind, but I know almost all of you are infected. Shut up. I'll let that slide this once. You're Duke Windermere's man. Do not let your actions defile her memory. Infection. A curse they fear more than any other. Catch up to the ship that abandoned him. Catch up to the ship that abandoned him. Hide the glowing black crystals under their bandage. Fool yourself. Her memory, or her thoughts. I gotta remember, these are her thoughts whenever it goes black. I'm sorry, it's just, don't say that blasted word. I'm fine, I'm fine. I said to keep a low profile on the Barons and avoid drawing Sarkaz's attention. Sir, it's getting dark. The civilians are trying to keep up with you need to rest. No, we must continue the march as planned. We can reach Hill 31 by midnight at our current pace. We'll re-establish communication with ironclad Gallivay there. Only once we're in touch with the nomadic fortress are we truly safe. If we wait until morning, I doubt this group will be ready to face the Sarkaz. And you're the ranking officer and de facto commander here, and the ship's doctor. You know as well as I do that we're trying to catch a fast battleship with our own fleet and a few tanks. I respect your decision, Lieutenant, but we don't even know why those battleships left. If they didn't respond to your hails at the time, why do you think the fortress will open its gates to us? I checked on the group. We have less than 3 companies of combat effective soldiers. Jeez. And nearly 1,000 refugees following in tow. By the time the march that you had in mind is done, there'll be less than 20% left. Fina, right? Listen. He avoids my gaze. I meant 20% of your soldiers, and none of the refugees. Yeah. She's the one that needs to be commanding everyone right now. I need not hear what they're saying. I saw what happened. I didn't say they were whispering, but I didn't feel I needed to. Someone bled his last in a long silent wall of people. He left behind a long trail of blood mixed in with the mud. The lieutenant's silent hardly lasts 2 breaths. Slow down a little. We'll keep going. Idiot. My fist leaves its mark on his face. I heard a crisp sound. I think I dislocated his jaw. He deserved it. He quickly puts his jaw back in place. Ah! A fucking goon. Must have dealt with this sort of thing a lot. You assaulted a soldier hooligan. I could have you executed according to Victorian service law. You stand up. You can try to execute me, or we can keep going. The fist is a solution that can only be used once in a while. Dagda, Morgan, and Indra stand in front of the soldiers on edge. Civilians surround us silently. It reminds me of how we used to fight turf wars in the streets. Stand down. Do not open fire. They called you siege, didn't they? They were telling stories that you're actually a highborn or something. And with that accent, I'm a hooligan, leader of the Glasgow gang. Fine, I don't care. Listen, I'm a soldier who has pledged his loyalty to the Duke of Windermere. My duty is to fulfill the mission handed down by my commander. I'm waiting for you to wipe the blood from your mouth. Give up. Your elbow is about to dislocate. Some sacrifices are acceptable in order to protect the many. Oh, you hit back. And just who are the many? Have you taken a good look at who you're leading? Frightened soldiers, silent civilians, the infected, the wounded, the people standing around us. I've had enough. I want to tell them, those who escaped hell in Norport, I'm still looking out for them. There's still someone who cares about them. Might makes right. Law of the streets, Lieutenant. I'm telling you now that they're going to make camp here and they're going to rest. We must reconsider our course of action. If we're cut off from the main force at Ironclad Gallivey, everyone's going to die when we run into the Sarkaz. Every last one. Enough. Don't insult the memory of the Duke of Windermere anymore. Lieutenant Shearer, that's a weird ass name. If you still think you're part of her army, how could you? Delphine clutches the hilt of her sword. It surprises me, even more than it surprises Lieutenant Shearer. He's surprised and angry. I'm suddenly reminded that he had provided medical aid to everyone on the ship before Ironclad Gallivey abandoned us. Delphine, your clothes and sword. Hey, she sat there and she let that shit sink in. What the fuck was happening? She sat there and let that shit sink in. My mom just died to some of the strong... Fuck. And now she's standing tall. Like, bro, she ain't playing no... Now you know why she looked depressed in the trailer. Yeah. The clothes her mom and dad got her when she said they might be too big for you still. DM. Got it. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. That is GOAT. That is my GOAT. That is my GOAT. I said that is GOAT. I meant that is yeah. I don't know what I was trying to say. Bro. This is what the fuck, the cats? Yeah. Yeah. This is fire. Are those a bunch of swords? Yes, she's holding this one. Her mom's holding this one. This is another sword over here. Yeah, all these electric things. Those are a whole bunch of swords. This is fire. Her projectiles are swords. I love this. It's a little big for me, but I need you all to hear me out. Uh-oh. She don't look like a little kid anymore. It's still really big on her, like she said, but holy fuck. Is the lieutenant leaving? Yes. They formed a small squad and picked the tank in the best condition. He can leave at any time. The squad will travel light and quick. They can reach the marked location before dawn. Put those clothes on. Maybe what they represent still means something to someone. I've spoken to my troops, Lady Delphine. They'll follow your orders until I return. For the last time, my lady, you're the heir to Windermere. No matter what happens, you should come with us. Sorry, but I must stay. This was my promise to the people. They need to know that Victoria has not abandoned them. They need this hope to keep going. We can only trust each other now. We must trust each other. If the departure of the escorts was just a misunderstanding or a mutiny by few, then Ironclad Gallivey will welcome us, whether I'm there or not. And if I'm not, the lieutenant's eyelid twitches. Delphine's words suddenly subversive. Are certainly subversive. Subversive definition. Seeking or intended to subvert. Of course, subvert. Thank you for not giving me a definition. That is very helpful. My presence will only make things worse. At least you'll live. My lady, it's not my own hide that I'm concerned. They let me go the first time, perhaps out of respect for my mother, perhaps out of a sense of pity, but they won't give me a second chance. I trust my comrades and the officers' loyalty to the Duke. Please, take this locating beacon, Lady Delphine. I promise to bring back good news. As for you, the man gazes calmly at me. I clench my fist, preparing for a sucker punch. You got some hard knuckles. Take care of Lady Delphine. Cheers, Lieutenant. Siege. We checked up on the refugees from Norport. Perhaps the Duke of Windermere had given orders behind our backs. Things were chaotic when we boarded the ship, and we couldn't find the one who executed the order. Regardless, their screening was impeccable. There are no signs of infection amongst the refugees in the group, but now, I look in the direction where the lieutenant departed. Of course, many soldiers who fought amongst the Sarkaz witchcraft are showing acute infection symptoms. Those soldiers got a ripity fighting the Sarkaz. How could their comrades just abandon them like that? It's an old military tradition, and not a strictly Victorian one. It's the same in Casimir's, Ursus, and Gaul. The infected are not allowed in camps. More consensuous commanders might put the infected in their own unit and send them on the most dangerous missions. But for the military, there is far too much uncertainty in the infected and their uncontrolled arts. Some must have resisted. No one ever succeeded. Looking back on history, the infected make up relatively a small portion of armies in the times of war. Ooh, that was a hard one. Acceptable losses in exchange for stability on the front lines. It's even in the textbooks of the Royal Military Academy. It's just the honorable martyrs who died for the glorious foundation. Dude, they are everywhere. They're fucking everywhere. Now, no need to get violent, ladies. I'm here to talk. First, let me make clear that the death of Her Grace, Duke Windermere, has nothing to do with the part of Victoria that I serve. In fact, I bring my sincerest condolences, Lady Delphine. My own position aside, I believe she glowed brighter than any hero in the battle of the four emperors. But now, who will fill the gap that her death leaves behind? Who can step up to take her place in that grand strategic theater? Duke Wellington is an accomplished soldier, but we all know she has no intention of giving his all. Duke Castor has her hands full coordinating everything. Frankly, the death of Duke Windermere is a big problem. You sure got the news quickly, didn't you? Well, it's my business to know. You'd be familiar with our line of work. What are you here for? I suggest you think carefully about the next words coming out of your mouth. Flowers for the hero, Lady Windermere, and a gift of rations and ammunition. In exchange for, you know full well, Your Royal Highness, the scrap of metal known as the Size of Kings. To be honest, I have no use for this sword personally. You want to trade? Sure. My conditions are simple. Take that damnable stone of the sword of yours and bring it to the front lines where the storm blows the fiercest, where fire falls the hardest. You can get lost if your plan is to keep the sword safely in the rear, to prop up a tent for the kings and nobles to drink tea beneath. if you really will bring this thing to the lines and provide shelter for Victoria's warriors, citizens, and poor souls who lost their homes. If it is a shelter at all, whether a son of a blacksmith or a daughter of a teacher, whether they take pay in the name of Victoria or carry weapons in their own making, then by all means, you can have this piece of metal. Come to me with the stone of the sword, Trilby Asher. I promise that I will never fall behind you of the front lines, not by a single step. Oh my, this is beyond my discretion. I'm just an envoy after all. Her Grace, the Duke of Castor, has the final decision. Then go to your master. Come back to me once you have an answer from my dear aunt. I'll do my best, Your Royal Highness Alexandrina. But this is just a promise on a personal level. What follows now is off the record. Some personal opinions not of Trilby Asher, but of Sir Suffolk Bellingham. A new voice is not necessarily a bad thing. You've taken in infected soldiers. And many more civilians, but the point stands. That's all good and fine. But it's not enough. You need an army, your own army. An army with a place for them. I'm surprised. Perhaps it's a Castor trick. But he's encouraging me to form my own reunion. It looks like you really did turn off your sound recorder. Can't do it for too long. Colleagues start getting suspicious, you know. My grandmother was executed for getting infected in the War of Four Nations. When she left, she told me with a laugh that there was less than 3% chance of getting ripped in battle. It was only when I inherited the title and I looked through the records in the archives that I learned the 3% figure has been in use for centuries. It has never changed, even when we were using more Originium machines and more complex Originium arts in Modern Warfare. So it's bullshit. The 3% figure is bullshit. Perhaps you haven't noticed because all you can see is a small corner of the battlefield. Certainly the Dukes haven't noticed because they have their sights set way too far away. But I have. The infection problem in the Victorian army is serious. Serious on an unprecedented scale. Everyone exercises restraint in a conflict between civilized nations. No one wants their camp to be filled with tinkling. Living time. Didn't I say this last stream? Living time bombs? No one wants their camp to be filled with ticking living time bombs. So what is he? So what's the point in saying all this? Or sees a dirty city covered in Originium dust. But now our enemy is the Sarkaz. If you really mean to do this siege, then it has the potential to be a good thing for your reputation, for my career, perhaps even for our country. Thanks for the concern, but my friends and I know the infected better than you do. We'll be fine. Very well. Oh, by the way, I have some scrap equipment here that nobody wants or cares about. Leftovers, you know? You can have them. It's all trash after all. Farewell then. Was he just giving her like a legit advice? That's it? How much do you believe him? I would rather believe that even someone like him could not stay out of this conflict. What did he leave behind? A recording in coordinates? This sound. Need support. Chile. Surrounded. Tempest platoon. Requesting aid.
All must return to the existing order. None may disobey the rules.
All right. We're going to stop here because I'm actually struggling. And maybe I'm just tired or something.
We can save each other the trouble of introducing ourselves, and I'll treat this contract as a token of you approving how we cooperate. Can I get back to work now, Doctor?
Her voice is fucking amazing. What? She does not sound like a little
Hope you
girl.
didn't run into any trouble, Doctor.
Be at ease. I won't let another assassin do.
Amberly Connors. That's why. That makes sense. That makes a lot of
Be
sense.
at ease. I won't let another assassin do his work right in front of me ever again. There's nothing that can derail the historical trajectory of Victoria, not even Teresa's, or even the Duke's. It's nothing but different people taking turns to wallow in the same puddle of mud. You want my honest opinion? Stay back, lest you get mud splashed on you. I lived with Mum for a long time when she was stationed on the border all year round, and the towers of Londinium were never in sight. I never so much as asked her just what it was that made her so willing to toil away all those years out on the border. Say, I hear Her Royal Highness Alexandrina is continuing to gather more supporters. Very well. Sooner or later, Vina will have to face the same choice as I did. Though, all told, taking off a crown invites far more obstacles than giving up a dukedom. If you get the chance, do tell her I wish her all the best. Do not disregard me. You picked the wrong foe. A fine opportunity. No need to hold back. Do not disregard me.
I like that one. Amberly Connors killed that one. Guess what?
This battle record is a 5 out of 5. It's as good as the Rankwood action blockbusters I used to watch at the video shop. Interesting. A medical organization employing a standard military promotion system.
I don't even know if she's good. I don't even care.
I can...
I don't even care.
This battle record is a 5 out of 5.
Okay,
It's
I
as
gotta get
good
this
as the
shit. That's
Rankwood
fine.
action blockbusters I used to watch at the video shop.
All right, I'm gonna stop here, guys. I'm actually struggling with reading some of this, and I don't know why. Maybe it's just I'm sick, or maybe I just fucking, I don't know. Something's going on, and mentally. So I'm just gonna separate myself a little bit, and I am off work tomorrow, so I'll be doing the same thing again tomorrow morning. I know I don't usually do this on Monday mornings, but we doing it tomorrow morning. So I will see you again tomorrow. I'm gonna try and difficult words is a bit too much today, I guess. Maybe that's it. Lots of big words, brain getting fried. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, but I'll definitely be here tomorrow. We'll continue the story. I'm gonna try and stick it out much longer tomorrow. Maybe I'll take a break in between some of the segments of the story, but I'm gonna try streaming a little longer because I wanna knock out as much of this as I can before next weekend. So, yeah. Thank you guys for coming through.
You exhausted, can you?
I appreciate every single one of you. Love every single one of you. You're right, I should do that right now. I'm not gonna put any effort into it though. I'm just gonna go with one that I've already started. All right, guys. You have a good one. Have a wonderful night, day, whatever it is, wherever you are. Peace out, family.